Welcome back again. It's Friday, and this will be a big one on Solana. And let's just jump in. Big thank you to the mods and chats coming back. As you may know, my focus is real simple because it's worked for me all my life, so why change? I am laser focused on identifying the winning assets early. Getting in early, getting in hard, high conviction, bold concentrations in these investments aiming straight for success. Solana has been my choice since March 2021. Sounds like 100 years ago, but anyway, today we're going to talk about what everybody's asking about is, will Solana flip Ethereum? I thought maybe there was a chance it could do that, but after seeing all the data lately, it looks like it's going to happen. And it's already happened in a few other metrics too. I'll talk about value capture. I'll talk about being mobile first. I'll talk about DEXs. I'll talk about real world asset tokenization, online compute storage, path to 1 billion users, analyst reports, and so much more. So let's jump in and see at the end of this. Let me know if there's a chain that does half of what this chain does. Okay? Half. That's all I ask. And I know there's people in crypto that are very, how do I say, stuck to their bags. But that can be a mistake. I'll explain why. And this is not financial advice. And a shout out to Patreon and the team behind me, by the way. This from Jacques Cruz says, I wish I found this channel earlier, but I'm glad I did a month ago. Immediately joined Patreon. Thank you so much, Jacques. Merci bien for here, and all the French speakers in the audience as well. I know Gail is probably there. Maybe not. He's a Bitcoin guy. Anyway, part of the interesting thing going on right now in the world is ETH. The ETH boys are getting very nervous. This is from Ryan Sean Adams. I'm going to take the perspective of long-term Ethereum bulls, not the obviously wrong dyed in the wool Ethereum is dead haters. I'm not quite sure what that means. He does have a unicorn, and I was like, maybe it's something to do with that. Anyhow, there's broadly two perspectives. There's only one, actually. One, this cycle will skip Ethereum. Why? Puberty is why. Ethereum is going through puberty. I was like, I didn't understand what this meant. But probably it means they are a little bit rattled, a little bit concerned. Why are they concerned? We will answer that question today. Ready, everybody? Now, let's break down. I'm going to start with this big laundry list of why I believe Sol will flop ETH. And some of the answers you may think are very logical. Some may surprise you. And a lot of this good information is just out there. First of all, Sol will flip Ethereum in transaction fees. I forecasted this, as many others did, about 3 to 5 days ago. I tweeted about it, etc. But now there's some interesting things happening. ETH fees are very high, but the transactions are very low. They run at 12 transactions per second. Sol transactions are very high, over 1,000 transactions a second, sometimes 3,000. But the fees are very low. Now, if you had a business, which would you prefer to be in? It's better to have more customers and then capture more value from those customers at the end of the day. That's how business works, not charging a premium price. So, in addition, Solana has thousands of transactions happening on L1. ETH pushes a lot of the action to L2, if not most of it. And Ethereum derives value by exporting ETH to L2s as gas. Sol derives value from transactions on the L1 itself. Thank you so much, Buckhorn, for coming. And Solana transactions are higher than all ETH L1 and all the L2s combined. And I'll show you a stunning statistic that will blow your mind in a couple of slides as well. That's related to this too. And what else? Arbitrum, for example, is an L2, has 99% gross margins, and ETH is only capturing 1% of this. That's not sustainable. And ETH's high fees stem from low throughput, while Solana's high throughput enables low fees that can still generate significant economic value. This goes back to my shopping mall analogy. You want lots of stores, which are your dApps. You want lots of foot traffic. You want that foot traffic to have money and do a lot in the mall. Very simple. You don't want very few customers and not having enough money to spend in the stores at all because they're too expensive. Anyhow, let's look at what this looks like on a chart. This is from Blockworks. And basically, you can see on the left-hand side, you've got total economic value, which is transaction fees plus MEV. And purple is Solana. It came from obscurity. It didn't exist in December 2023. We're talking 5 months ago. It wasn't a blip. Ethereum was the dominant one. Now we are early in the bull market. And guess what's about to eclipse Ethereum? And that is Solana. All right. And as a MEV to validators higher up, it already has eclipsed Ethereum. This is happening, ladies and gentlemen. And the world is not ready, especially the unicorn world. They are not ready for this. Now, I'm going to break all out, all the stuff that's going on. First of all, I did forecast this, I think 3 days ago. It was a tweet, and I showed how the daily transaction fees of Ethereum have fallen on average for all the L1s and L2s. There's 52 of them, but that we analyze. Fell 30%. Daily transaction fees fell 30% across them all. But guess what went up 205.69%? That was Solana. And ETH fell 25.59% in fees. At this rate, one asset is going up exponential and the other one's shrinking at a pretty radical rate, which is reflected in this chart here on the left. All right? Crashing hard. And why is it all happening so fast? Well, there are dApps on the Solana chain that people cannot get enough of. It's called product market fit. Jupiter has that absolutely perfectly nailed. And it was rumors that Jupiter would start switching, going multi-chain like many other things, but they don't need to. They're staying loyal. They're staying home. They're staying on the Solana L1 because they don't need to go to other chains to get new users. All the users are coming over to them, just like all the debridge financing migration stuff I've shown as well. The black hole, as I call it. And this is a stunning statistic. Jupiter is doing more itself as a little dApp than all ETH and L2 combined in terms of transactions. Jupiter alone is doing 300 transactions per second. There are 300 trades made every second on Jupiter by DJs in our community here. So we love it. We play with it all the time. In fact, played with it today as well myself. I'm one of those. Anyway, let's look at the top crypto transactions by chain. All of them, and some are just non-existent, so we just cut it off so it can be visible. At the very bottom is Polkadot, 40,000 transactions a day. And number 2, you'll see Sui. Sui had this spam transaction report, so there was a whole bunch of transactions on that from one app. I can't remember what it's called, but that drove it very, very high. But that'll mean revert back down to a lower number. But Solana is far and away the highest at 30 million transactions, near 6.6 million. Tron, 6.2 million. Say, 4.2 million. Matic, 4.1. Binance, 3.4. But again, far and away, Solana is becoming that black hole that we spoke about. Now, transactions by chain, and now the visual is from Artemis 2. In case you don't believe our data, Solana 29.3, Sui 11.2. But the point is the green line, focus on that and focus on the rest, and it's important. I could have turned this into a log chart, but it just has a more striking effect when you look at it in this way. All the other chains don't hold a candle to what this chain does. All right. Now, Solana also flips all the other chains on DEX volume. Again, Ethereum 1.297. By the way, yesterday it was $1 billion. It's gone up a little bit. And Ethereum 1.314. Yesterday, I think Solana was about 1.25 billion. But it's massive. Binance 600 million. Arbitrum 500. Base 286. And no, Base is not going to take over the world. Okay? Just to be clear. Now, this takes me back in time. This is the importance of mobile first and the importance of having visionaries that understand how business works. I remember nearly over 15 years ago, maybe 18 years ago, I can't remember, going through Facebook headquarters, and everywhere you go, there was a sticker on the window, there was a sticker in the urinal, everywhere it would say, "We are mobile first, mobile first, mobile first." They hammered it through every single employee's skull because the world is mobile. Now we have a chain. There's only one chain that came out with a phone, and that is Solana, and people laughed at them. But now, mobile first is absolutely critical. This is from Jupiter. They envision a decentralized financial world accessible to everybody, and that will be not through computers, it'll be through mobile devices. And to accelerate this, they have dedicated a meta acceleration fund exactly for this. And this signals a watershed moment, ushering in a new era of seamless DeFi transactions and interactions and putting the power back into users' hands. Crypto is digital and the world is mobile. These two are colliding like you've never seen before. Let's talk about some details. Crypto going mobile, obviously here. Solana's leading DEX, Jupiter, is excited to announce that during Sayong's keynote at Solana Crossroads, the company co-founder announced their highly anticipated mobile applications for both Android and iOS devices, and they will launch within the next 3 to 4 weeks. That will be big. And people, but by the way, warning everybody, trading can be addictive. But the more you trade, the higher frequency, the more you can tend to lose. So wait for those pico moments trade. So when this gets into your hands, don't trade too much. A little tip there. Wait for the moments like we had this morning. Also, BirdEye is going mobile. The founder of BirdEye announces a plan to launch mobile application with features including notifications, easier trading, and more. And BirdEye is another kind of DEX and a place where you can get quotes and you can monitor wallet behavior, etc. That's a pretty cool application. There's a whole bunch of resources there too. In addition, Shadow, Solana Shadow, the Genesis Go launches mobile Shadow Drive for Solana at Crossroads as well. Users can now earn Shadow by powering decentralized storage from mobile. And the mobile Shadow Drive launch comes as well as Solana Mobile surpasses 150,000 pre-orders for its Web3 focused smartphone, new version 2. It's the Saga 2, I can't remember the exact name, Chapter 2, I think it's called. Again, crazy for a blockchain to launch a cell phone. But now you're beginning to see the method behind the madness. There's logic to everything they do. Solana Crossroads is happening right now in Turkey, and the agenda we're following, and that's why this video is coming out today, because there is so much news to share. And we'll get back to our flippening stuff as well in a minute. And this is the picture from being live in Turkey. I did consider going there, but it's just so far for me to get there, so didn't go. Now, stablecoins. Stablecoins are a huge part of the ecosystem of crypto, and USDC is eating into USDT, and they're doing it on Solana. So if you look at the total monthly stablecoin transaction volume, blue is Tether, green is USDC. No, sorry, maybe I got that. Blue is USDC. I can't. Let me see. Blue is USDC. Green is Tether. And you can see how I'm a little bit, apologies everybody, I am a little bit colorblind, so I have a hard time deciphering between these two colors. But the bigger one is USDC. I know that for a fact. And part of the empowerment is coming from Solana. And it's interesting to see how Tether is actually shrinking from the transaction volume. Now, another key thing as well that's happening in the future is breaking news too. CTO of Arcium HQ, founder of Mayan Finance, predict that Solana will become the primary blockchain for global financial settlement transactions. Everybody was talking about ETH being that. That narrative has just potentially flipped as well. And everybody talks about real-world assets and tokenization only being on Ethereum. Not anymore. No. This is brand new breaking news too from Agridex. They are a Solana-based platform focusing on tokenizing agricultural commodities. And they've raised $5 million in a pre-seed funding round. And by the way, If you know anything about agriculture, people think, oh, it's just farming and stuff. It's no, 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 no. Everything you eat and drink and your coffee and everything else is tied to agriculture. And the tokenization of these assets, which is the product, could be a huge market too. So excellent use case. Now, Firedancer. A couple of interesting things happening here. Again, breaking news from Ansem says that because of the infrastructure built on Solana and with JUP's Firedancer coming, we are getting close to being able, for the first time ever, to be in a position to onboard 1 billion people into crypto. Well, he says onto Solana, but it's always been the goal to get 1 billion people, like 1/8 of the population, in crypto. This will now become possible with Firedancer. And crazy news too, to prove it's not a dream, Firedancer launched all of the documentation on how you can set up your own Solana validator on Firedancer on GitHub. Just Google Firedancer Solana validator and it'll take you to the GitHub and you can see all the documentation, which is extremely comprehensive, and it shows you this thing is extremely real. It also specs out all the hardware you need, etc. And depending on the type of machinery, apparently a $3,000 piece of hardware is enough to get you started if you want to set up your own Solana validator too. And this is unusual. A TradFi firm, asset manager, $1.5 trillion firm called Franklin Templeton, come in and they see Solana winning. All right. Basically, because of their technical capabilities, will greatly improve with JUP Firedancer. Once implemented, we'll show you the importance of scalability. And they have the chart there showing exactly how they can get to 687 megabytes per second of data being pushed through the blockchain to make things happen in the blockchain world. It's incredible that the TradFi folks are now seeing the potential here too, which is good. Now, back to Sol versus ETH. This is from Moncasalo. Solana's fees are now 50% of Ethereum in the last few days. Obviously, this ratio is at an all-time high. And for reference, during 2021-2022, the ratio is under 1%. This is just crazy that people are realizing it's only a matter of time before Solana flips Ethereum in fees. When that happens, that is going to be a radical moment in time. And there's more stuff happening too. We have a combination of things like FlashTrade. Let's talk about speed. Open and close trades at 100x leverage with zero slippage in less than 1 second. And a lot of this is enabled by the Pyth network too. The Pyth has 500 price feeds updated every 400 milliseconds. This is something that Chainlink cannot even get close to. Hate to break any hearts out there, but that's just a fact. As I say, speed matters. Okay? There's more. Now, getting back to USDC. Because we are on the topic of speed, Solana is currently the only blockchain that supports under 1 second confirmation times for USDC transfers, according to Circle. And you can see this chart here. Solana do it in 0.4 seconds, Avalanche 2 seconds, Near 2 seconds, Polygon 20 minutes, Bitcoin 40 minutes, ZK Sync 2 hours. You know, if you are sending money to somebody who needs it the other side of the world, you want to kind of be on the phone and say, hey, you get it? Got it. Done. That's kind of the speed of light and the importance of speed when it comes to money. If you don't know within less than a second that your money has gotten there, you get very nervous. And who's got time to wait as well? Time is precious. Now let's look at a couple of charts to find out exactly where we are. And last time I showed these charts, it was actually in March, 2 months ago. A lot has changed. First of all, the market has been a little bit weaker than 2 months ago. And this is the Sol upside model. And the team will add the link here after. I think this is one of the most simple and yet popular models on TradingView. And it's free, so jump in and get it. And you can play with it, customize it yourself, etc. But some of the price targets right now, we are almost knocking on the door of 20% of ETH. And since March 2021, that was in my price target model. I said, one day, Solana will have 20% of the market cap of ETH. And here we are. We're right here, right now, which is an exciting time. Now, when we hit, and if ETH stays at the same price, that price will be $156. Then we're going to 33% of ETH, which would be $263. Then half of ETH, which would be $389. And then 70% of ETH, which would be $550. We will need to up this chart for 100% of ETH, and that will be the flippening of the ETH market cap. Now, I am more convinced than ever that that's probably going to happen. And remember, we're less than a fifth of the market cap right now, which is bonkers. Let's look at the Solana price action on the ATR model. Remember, the whole crypto market is weak right now. Bitcoin's weak post-halving. We need Bitcoin to run before the alts will run. But so far this month, Solana has outperformed Bitcoin quite a bit. This is the ATR model. It gives you the macro view of where the asset is. It tells you when to buy, when to sell. We are now at level 3 on the ATR model. We're going to level 6, which will take us up to about 260, and probably a lot higher after that because it'll break a new all-time high and go into price discovery. And right now this model has an 88.89% win rate, and it's looking good. So we have a long way to go. So don't think for a second that the bull market is over for Solana. We are still early, and I cannot wait till the end of this year. We see exactly what happens when Firedancer launches. That is going to change the game in terms of decentralization, speed, throughput, adoption, and how the entire organization is focused on building dApps with very high product market fit to bring on those billion users. That may take a couple of years, but it'll be interesting to watch nonetheless. Now, speaking of dominance, there's only one dominance I care about, and that's Solana dominance. I know other people care about others because that doesn't matter. When you're measuring one thing against another, it doesn't matter. But when you look at Solana as a percentage of the total crypto market cap, this is what is fascinating. Last time I shared this is March 2024. Solid dominance is 2.56%. And the last time I was at these levels was September 2021, October 2021, and then third time ever, March 2022. Guess what it is right now? 3%. 3.01%. Okay? Now, I show you a stunning statistic as well, which is why this is such an important number. We have gone higher. But again, Solana is the chain that already does all transactions in crypto. All. It does more than all Ethereum, all the layer 2s, and all the other chains combined. Layer 1, without any layer 2s. Okay? Modular, monolithic. You know where I place my bet. Monolithic. Modular is too complicated, too slow, too expensive. Too many people looking for money, looking for handouts. This one's working. And yes, it has been painful. And yes, there have been problems. But that's what happens when you're traveling at the speed of light. You're going to crash into things. It's just the nature of the beast. But what's really crazy about this 3.01%, because I did a price prediction model back in December 2023, which again, it's less than 6 months ago. And it used that exact number of sol dominance. And I'm going to show it to you again. So this is my sandbag target for Solana price. If sol dominance hits 3% of crypto market cap. We hit that already. The only problem is the other assumption, which is also heavily sandbagged, is the crypto market cap goes to 5 trillion. We're now about 2.2 trillion. Okay, we've got to go up to 5. If sol dominance stays at 3%, we're already here. It's got to go a lot higher probably. And the crypto market cap goes to 5 trillion. We're going a lot higher than $363. So a lot of people say, is it too late to buy Solana? Not financial advice, but you can see for yourself. So with that, everybody, exciting times ahead. You've all been crying out saying, oh, you're doing too much Bitcoin content and give me more Solana content. Well, here it is. Hope you like it. And final thing, shout out to Raul Paul. He has me on his Journeyman show at the end of this month. People don't understand how big JUP Firedancer is. Yes, JUP Firedancer, Solana's second validator client, will boost Solana's transaction speed up to 1 million plus transactions per second. That's it. When that happens, and I've been saying this, if they get it off the ground and if they even get to 100,000 transactions per second, forget a million, it's already game over for everybody else. It's game over. That's why Black Hole Sol wins the day. So thank you all for coming. Hope you like the content. I'm tired. It's been a long week. And hope you enjoy the show. If you do, hit the like, and the YouTube algorithm will help you find content more like this. Not from me, but from others too. Big thank you to Sean Donnelly and K8 and who else? TND Tesla and all the gang as well. We have some people out there who like Solana. So big thank you. Hit the like on the way out, and I'll see you all tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.